Let's move a little bit further towards tokenization. We'll be hearing a lot about RIV Chain right now, how they're building the internet of validations. Very, very happy and indeed thrilled to welcome on stage Enrico Talin, indeed, of RIV Digital. Please welcome him, Enrico. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very
with
much.
us.
Thank you. Okay, so also for me, fifth Cosmoverse, so I'm very happy. So basically, let's talk about a little bit about, let's start this talk with a challenge, okay? The challenge is basically, let's say that I have a key, I own a friend's key, and I wanted to prove to my friend that have his house key. This is like pretty difficult to do. So I'm going to go in front. I can do two things. And I can, like, for example, try to describe his house key, because I'm holding it. I can open his house and can break in his house. And I can do two things. First one is very simple. I can just start to describe the key and provide him some information that he understands that I have this key. Or I can just simply ask him to turn around and say, okay, I'm going to open, and I just open the key, and I prove to him that I have his house key. And the challenge, of course, is like having this key, but without showing, basically, the fact that I have this key. So this is the kind of like challenge to do. So, you know, this is called, simply put, it's a verification proof, okay? And verification proof in the physical world is pretty easy, as I described, but in the digital world, it's not that easy. It's a little bit more difficult. Why? Because we have the problem of not basically disclosing the content of something. So let's say that I'm a bank, and I wanted to prove that I actually have the money, my customers' money. And what I can do is, of course, as a user, I can like try to break in the bank and start trying to count the money, but you know the bank won't allow me to do that. So it's kind of like illegal, and they put you in jail to do that. And so that's not viable. And another thing, so you need to find like a system that basically use mathematics to do the proof. And that's something that we can do. And the idea how we can do it, it's pretty much, we have to, first of all, think about what is the problem. And the problem with this is always a trust problem. So basically what you need, if you want to do something like that, you always have now to trust somebody. They tells you that they have the money, and you're like, you only have, your only option is to trust them, and that's not good. So what is the RIV solution? The RIV solution is basically use a famous mathematical protocol, which is like zero knowledge, to basically mathematically prove that something that you have that money. So what are the use cases? Of course, for example, one use case could be proof of funds, where basically you prove that you actually have the money. But it's important that you can prove without disclosing, for example, your customer money accounts. It's very important. Or let's say that you want to do proof of identity. Let's say you need to try to log in to a website that is allowed only for over 18. Okay, so what are your options? Your option is to provide your identity to this kind of site, and not really a good option, because then creates a little bit more problem than the solution. So what you can do is we need to somehow prove that we are over 18, but without basically doing, and basically without revealing our actual identity. And what we can do, the RIV, it's called resulting validation. So we are trying to create a small, let's say, certificate of a verifiable certificate that basically we are over 18 without disclosing our personal data. And this is basically what zero knowledge proof are. And the zero knowledge proof, of course, solves the dilemma of, let's say, trust and basically privacy. But this is the dilemma that has been solved. But right now, we also have a trilemma, because we have proof, we have trust, we have privacy, but also we need scalability. And so this is about, let's talk about RIV Chain. RIV Chain is basically the first quantum-resistant, zero-knowledge blockchain that is able to secure the identity and verify the truth. So everybody needs to be compliant for financial access, programmable, and you can have, with this ability, you can basically enable the foundation, the next generation of digital finance. How? As I said, having like a meaningful infrastructure, we need to solve the core problems, and which is, of course, the trust, the scalability part. So, you know, most of the Web3 proof basically relies on centralized sources. So we have the money, we own the money, and you have trust. So this is like only matter of trust, and we need to go towards cryptographic making, because you can do it, of course, it's very easy to do on a Web3 settings, but almost impossible on a Web2 settings. Why? Because when you have real-world assets, you do not have the assets on chain. So you need to find a way to have proof of reserves, proof of funds in a not Web3 settings. And this, as I said, with zero-knowledge proof, can be done, but are very expensive, too expensive to verify. And also there is, of course, the problem of security, and we never need to identify the risk, so we need to do that. So that's the problem. The solution is we created a blockchain that is specifically focused on this. So can create zero-knowledge proof that are validated on chain, and they can turn claims, things that people say, words, into actually cryptographic truths without relying with a centralized oracle or something. So we can do basically off-chain to on-chain claim verification. And this can be done in a scalable and efficient way. So developers basically can deploy ZK logic, and RIV Chain basically verifies the proofs, and all can be done in a specific, in our chain, but also can be done across connected chains, and I will share with you later how we're going to do it. And the third one, that's of course the elephant in the room that always kind of like scares everybody in crypto, which is the quantum. Why? Because quantum seems always far away, seems impossible, until somebody actually becomes and starts doing quantum cryptography, and then it's bad. It's bad for everybody. So we do not know if it's going to happen, but just to be sure, we decided to include a post-quantum cryptography. So, you know, if something happens bad in the future, or good, whatever, depends on what side, we are basically quantum resistant. This is very important. That's the solution. So let me talk briefly about the product. RIV Chain basically it enables any app or any blockchain to verify data and actions using this zero-knowledge proof. And basically, we are enabling a new breed of internet of verifiable applications. So not only within a single chain, but can be spread across multiple chains. And RIV Coin, which is the coin behind the RIV Chain, is also a tangible. So we are doing dog fooding. We are our own technology. And the RIV Coin is basically a tangible reserves accumulator. So it's a token backed by real assets. And with absolutely on-chain ZK verified transparency of reserves. So we have not like a weekly, a monthly proof of reserves. It's a real-time proof of reserves. And basically, the RIV Chain and the RIV Coin, together we create a trusted, compliant, verifiable digital ecosystem. So we have a base layer for verifiable application, and it's a purpose-built base layer for these verifiable apps. We have counter-resistance, as I said, so this is very important in the future, but the future might come, so it's very, it's good to be, let's say, to plan for the future. And it's scalable and interoperable. So consumer chains can, anybody, like side chains or like other chains, can rent basically RIV's post-quantum validator set for having these tamper-proof security, these certificates. And this is very important. And that's another thing that is coming. We are building with other projects within the commercial network ecosystem. We are like trying to tackle the mesh security, and I'm talking tomorrow at 3 o'clock also about specifically about mesh security. So it's very, I'm going to do like another speech about specifically for mesh security. And this can enable not only one chain to do this ZK verified proof, but can also be extended multi-chain. So this is any single chain, Cosmos chain, can use and bridge these ZK proofs. So just to make it like simple, RIV Chain can like turn words, okay, in verified facts. So we transform statements like our reserves exist, or our data is safe, or our item is actually real, is the real deal, into something which is a tamper-proof verification. It's a receipt. And we call it results in verification. So RIV stands for results in verification. And these receipts are created with this advanced cryptography, and which is pioneered by Succinct XYZ, amazing technology. This is absolutely crazy stuff. And basically, we're building upon the shoulder of giants. So we are using this technology and make it more more like usable and to the Cosmos ecosystem, and can be checked by anyone, major blockchain, without revealing any private data. So the solve of trust and privacy and also scalability. This is the trilemma. Why now? Because there's a huge market potential for like real-world asset. It's compliance. We are like a compliant chain, so we have a lot of regulation push like MiCAR, DORA, NIS2, and having like a provable compliance, it's absolutely important for board level requirements. We are solving the expensive chain proof, so with this verifiable ZK snack in Ethereum cost a lot of money and are like absolutely not feasible. So we are like the pricing it for very mass production, and it's going to be very cheap to do it. And you know, we are like replacing statement trust with the results in verification. Okay. Use cases are proof of validation reserves, cross-chain security, proof of identity. Think about all the adult side market, gaming, fairness, all the gaming, security compliance, DORA, and validation of supply chain. So the use cases are really, really big. We also created a specific tokenization platform where we can tokenize any assets, so bonds, stocks, funds units, anything. This is like a very interesting tokenization platform. Compliance, and also we have all the requirements. So we absolutely create an application that brings everything that we develop together in a real use case with the real world asset tokenization and security token. Last, RIV coin, it's basically the tangible. So this is the coin that actually creates everything and puts everything together. So that's the roadmap. November, the chain is going to be live. The pre-sale in, you know, like the end of the year. Then we're going to do market listing in a major exchange, and then like market expansion. And please, if you're like interested in this, join the pre-sale. Thank you very much.